Yo, I'm back. Now I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking to yourself, hey Trevor, look, I know you said you were going to be gone for the weekend, but does Monday really constitute as the weekend? And to that I say, I do. I do one of those shushes that start here and go like all the way down your face, and it like makes your lip go like this. And I go, maybe, maybe you're right. But I'm asking you to dig deep here and look into your heart and just maybe see if you can forgive me for the one time. Listen, I'm human. I'm valuable. I'm fallible, not valuable. Well, I'm fallible and I'm malleable, but I'm human. So please forgive me. Also, we had storms and power outages. But yes, I was away with the missus this weekend, and yesterday we did have crazy storms and power outages. And in fact, I believe that we're supposed to have more today. So look, y'all, I'm back. I'm back. That's pretty much all there. That's all you need to know. Okay, and I'm gonna be doing some drawing today, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. So, yeah. If any of you have a problem with it, you can kick rocks, um, take a hike, kick a can, um, and yeah. So, anyways, all right. Why do I have this goofy sketchbook here? I don't know whose this is. It ain't mine. Never got it. However, it was here with like pages ripped out, but some still intact. And so I was like, hey, I've been telling Stream basically since the conception of this channel that I was going to be doing line control practice because I really need to. And my lines are jank, especially with this pen that I love. I love it, but she's a bit of a wild one. She's a bit of a temper. So I said, okay, let's work some things out here. So that's pretty much why I have this, because I've been doing just practice with certain things, drawing from life, doing organic and geometric forms, and then just drawing random crap. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to be using it daily and nightly, and I'm just going to be doing this quick little drill thing to be practicing my lines. I just wanted to show Stream that I'm not going to be doing warm-ups, I don't think, anymore on stream, because I think it's a bit monotonous, and I think you get the point. And I think eventually when I make more instructional type stuff, that will be on the docket and it will be more available. But just so you guys know, this is what my warm-ups are going to be looking like, and I'm just going to be doing it before stream. I'm just going to be practicing doing lines. I gotta just find a different way to say that. I'm not doing lines. I don't do lines, but you know what I'm saying. I practice drawing them. Because, like, clearly they need some work. So, I try to do, like, really thin lines, and I try to do tapered lines. So, kind of the way that I was doing it was I would do, like, straight waves and then curves, and I would do it just a regular straight line. Then I did, like, tapered, and I did each of them tapered. And then I did, I tried to do thin ones. And then I did it, this is, like, vertical versus horizontal. That's kind of what I did. Actually, when I was using this, I actually had it oriented the other way, but you get the idea. So that is pretty much what my warm-up looks like. And then I'll just do a couple more lines and stuff like that. I will draw a couple more lines. I will illustrate a couple more lines. I will not do any lines, but I will illustrate them. Don't do lines. Just draw them or something. So yeah, that's kind of what this is going to be used for. And I don't know, maybe I'll update as I go. But yeah. So today the things that I kind of feel like doing are I feel like drawing some. This is the Zeppelin design that I made, and I did one last figure drawing last time we played. We played last time I was here. Whatever, you get the idea. Last time we hung out. Last time I was at your house. That's what I did. So yeah. Now the plan is to just draw some stuff. I'm gonna draw some like I don't know, some like tanks and stuff probably. I've been thinking a lot about Metal Slug. If you guys ever played Metal Slug, you know that there's all these really crazy, goofy, like not even goofy, just really cool, but like over the top looking like tanks and weapons and stuff like that. And I have been thinking about it a lot. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna draw some of that stuff. Or at least some things inspired. So today is gonna be inspired by it. I don't have a lot of experience drawing things like mechanically and whatnot, and I'm not the greatest at it yet. But this is why we practice, so we can get better. And this is why we do this stuff. But I love how imaginative they are with it. It very much felt like a project that was made so that they could just draw cool like weaponry. They were like, I want to draw military weapons, and I'm going to do that. So that's kind of what it feels like, and I think it's cool. Just to like invent a project for the sole purpose of like doing that would be awesome. And I can just tell that they had a lot of fun making it because there's so many cool little elements in the game that are just really cool. So yeah, we're gonna see if I can't do some cool stuff too. But I hope everybody had like a good weekend and all that. It's Tuesday now. Tuesday. Dun 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 dun. Yesterday I finally watched I'm trying to like watch more content that's like higher quality, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just like doom scrolling and like watching random like I don't know, Instagram videos or like YouTube shorts or like crap like that. I'm just trying to kind of I'm just trying to I mean that does not look great. I think because I've not really looked at this type of stuff, I'm gonna have to be more imaginative and just like add random stuff. I think that's the key because like I can't just draw like a geometric shape and be like, yeah, this is it, because then it just looks like this. It looks stupid. Um, like maybe it could be like maybe it's supposed to be like a mouse. Yeah, that'd be cool. So it's got little mouse ears. Okay, I'm actually kind of down with that. And it's like remote operated, and it deploys little explosive pellets. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm trying to watch things more just that they're just like higher quality instead of just kind of mindlessly like consuming information. And I finally got around to watching the the Cobbler and the Thief. And man, I watched the like recobbled edition, if you guys know what that is, and I was like, man, this is so cool. Like, I don't know, just something about so much passion and hard work going into a project is really inspiring for me as an artist. And I don't know, it's cool to see. So I'm thinking this little mouse thing shoots out these little fires off these little explosive type things that kind of look. They got these weird shapes to them. And then they sort of land in a pile. Disguised as droppings. That's how you know they're really being shot, when you do dotted lines. But yeah, they do like tons of cool stuff. They also do like mechs and stuff, and it's like really bizarre looking machinery. So I want to tap into that today. I don't know if I mentioned this yet. I honestly don't think I did. I have to be out of here by 11 today. So it is going to be a shorter stream today. But I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll be there longer. I'll be here longer. You know what I'm saying. I don't know if you heard that. Sorry if you did. Loud sneeze. Okay. It would be pretty cool if this had like a little. And coming down. Yeah, we've been having like crazy storms that have been causing like power outages and stuff. And then we've also been having like real, you know, super high winds. So I'm hoping that today it isn't the case, but it does certainly sound windy out there. So I am hoping. Thinking about doing like a little fly type guy. Um, you know what? Maybe he's got like these two or these two wings. This here. And then what could be really cool is if he also had, yeah, I feel like I need to like study like machine parts because it's something I haven't really looked at too much, and it's probably something that could really benefit me. I've always been more of like a like fantasy over sci-fi guy. That's how I am. Fantasy over sci-fi. And like animals over robots, skills over equipment, magic over weapons. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I've kind of never really spec'd into that the gadgets skill tree, if that makes sense. So got my little weird looking fly guy. He should definitely have these little weird bug eyes. Yeah, and I like the idea that this little maybe this little mouse thing could be laying siege to this little uh Tom and Jerry style like hole in the wall. My boy Jerry. You know, did anybody watch Tom and Jerry and root for Tom? I guess sometimes you do feel bad for him. Sometimes they make him. He's like a sympathetic villain. But maybe just because he's like like a cat's the predator of a mouse. Maybe just because of that, he just always felt like the aggressor to me. And so I always felt like I had to root for Jerry. Like, come on, bro. I'm not gonna not root for Jerry. He's so cool. And maybe we can draw a little trim on the wall. Wait, the trim would have to. This is a mouse. God dang it. Well, it's fine. This could be the bottom part. Now it's almost like this like microscopic, not microscopic, but like really small battle between like little critters and stuff. Little critters and stuff. Maybe there could be little landmines on the ground. Like, I don't actually know what a landmine looks like. I just know like what a cartoon rendition of a landmine would look like. It's just like a platform with like a button on it. Is that true? Is this truly what landmines look like? Just a little disc with buttons on it when they just blow up. I'd actually be interested to see what they actually look like. I'd be curious for sure. But there was definitely a lot of like animal type or influence things in Metal Slug for sure. So I definitely want I'm definitely cool with this. I think I should put a little antenna on this. That'd be pretty cool too. It just made this a lot thinner, but it is what it is. Patrick to SpongeBob. Patrick to SpongeBob. Over. Dun dun. Okay. Also, I'm gonna try my best to maybe break things up a little bit less for like breaks and stuff, just to keep things flowing like a bit better. When I do longer streams, probably what I'll do is I'll probably still, take breaks here and there, but I don't know. I think I want to make things less segmented, and I'm definitely not leaving. Because there's nothing wrong with me taking breaks and doing things that work for my workflow and all that. So that's definitely not anything. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just think that's something I wanna do in the future. Oh, also I wanted to set something up. I think I want to face this way. Trying to record some longer form content too, and so I have this here. And I wanted to get some shots of my actual setup. Maybe I'll do that later. Actually, yeah, I'll just do that later. I wanted to clean it up a little bit. I have like a bunch of pencils and pens and stuff all around that I want to like clean up. Let's see here. Let's do like a little mech suit. Oh, guys, by the way, I'm like super happy and excited to be here. This is like great. And this is like a blessing. A blessing. I think I want to draw big arms that are like Generator Rex type arms where they like just kind of impossibly sort of flow out. It could be cool if we did like little tubes. These bumpy type tubes. Yeah, I definitely should like take some time to just look at robots because I feel like I don't know anything about them. And so when I do this stuff, it's just like I'm like making up random crap. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't really feel like I know what I'm doing. Interesting. Well, it's something I can work on, which is good. If you can find a way to love the process, then your journey will be a win the minute you embark on it. So I truly like doing this, even though I'm still chopped and still trash at it. And because that's the case, I'm winning. Right now, I'm winning. Even when I've got this on the page, I'm winning. Because I like love doing this. So, ooh, this gives me a good idea. I think maybe something that I could do is, since I don't know that much about mechanical design, I have not really drawn like a lot of robots in my day. Maybe I can base them off of more like animals because that's something I'm more well versed in, and then it won't look so like weird. And I can use those type of elements. So pep, Miss Robot got a lot of pep in a step. Peppy robot. Wait. Some like random buttons and stuff. Hmm. Maybe I could do like a study on that on robots today. Bro, who doing robot study robot who doing robot studies other than me, bro? I gotta be like close to the only guy in the world doing this right now. It's probably like there's probably somebody in like Illinois doing it too, and he's probably a little bit better than me, and he's probably a little cooler and probably has like a cooler out. I'm just fine. I just get like really insecure. Um, yeah, maybe we could do that. Another thing that I was wanting to do is work on like my mannequins for drawing figures and stuff from like different angles to try and like just like a starting when you start drawing people because I feel like I don't have one that I've like personally made, and that's one thing that I want to do, but I don't know if I want to just like record that or if I want to like you know stream it. So I don't know yet. Anyhow, no worries, no worries. I'm gonna clean. I think I'm gonna clean up a little bit. It's been half an hour, so I'll clean up just a smidge. I'll stay here and chat with y'all while I do it, but then I can record too, so I can kind of get two birds with one stone here. I mostly just have like random pencils and stuff kind of around here that I just want to pick up. But yeah. I didn't do when I went away this weekend, me and the missus didn't do a whole lot. We went to a concert, um, which that was nice. It was downtown, and it was pretty crazy because like basically all of my city sports teams were playing. It was like the Tigers were playing and the Pistons were playing, and they both lost, which, you know, that's just like a Detroit staple. Is your team just losing over and over and over and over without any end in sight, and it's horrible and brutal and it sucks, and they're never good, and you always count them out, and then they always deliver on the fact that you counted them out. At least that's how it's been in my experience. The only exception to that rule has been kind of the Red Wings, because in my lifetime they've actually been kind of good. So, and also the Lions have had kind of a good run. But I'm not really a big sports guy, so I don't really watch it like that. So I'm not the right guy to talk to about it. And I suspect that maybe you guys aren't either. It's just a hunch I have, but it's just a hunch. Actually, I kind of want to keep this on. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, the concert was pretty good. It was Black Veil Brides. And they did good. And it was also let's see, From Ashes to New, TX2, and then God, what was the opener? Falling in December, something like that. And honestly, all of them did good. They all did good. So yeah, I should keep this here. Yeah, so it was a good show. It was pretty long though. Since they had 4 bands, they all played like a pretty decent amount of time. Like the concert started at like 5, and then ended at like 11. It was like 6 hours, which is pretty long for like a not festival or just like a regular show. Ooh, do I have things hanging from here? I kinda do. I'm just setting up my camera. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. Ugh. Okay, I'm back. I just set up my camera and stuff for some things that I wanted to do. Okay. Time to do some more robot type stuff. So I'm thinking an arm with the trident launcher on it. Because why not? Think so it can reel in. It's gotta have a little speaker to like speak so it can project its voice. And it sounds like bubbly. It's like Okay, and he's got to have like a big crab pincher, of course. I like these big, like long glass dome eyes. I think it's cool. I like to think there's like a guy in here, but it doesn't fit very well, and he can't see that good either. I love honestly, I love just inventing like little stories and stuff for when you draw. I feel like it adds a lot to it. I'm just putting random stuff down. But I think it's good to do this type of stuff. Just like draw random stuff and like whatever you want. Yeah, whenever you go on a trip or something like that, it can be pretty tough to get back on the horse, keep moving, and pick things back up. Because starting is the hardest part. You know, takes the most momentum and most energy to do. But once you get past the starting part, it becomes really easy to fall back into place again. And so, even if you just do things literally just to do them, like your heart's not in it, you're like tired and all that stuff, it's still really good to do because you'll start building that momentum back up and you'll be able to like really power through. So, let's see, 5 minutes left. It's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Okay. So it looks like I might have to study and improve on my drawings for robots and stuff, and that's okay. Let's switch gears a bit and let's go to practicing my mannequins. And like humans. Y'all ever draw humans before? I don't know why I said it like that, but okay, so the head for me is pretty uh easy. It's essentially two parts. It's, as people say, loaf of bread and wheel of cheese. I want this to be really simple, so I kind of add a lot of detail there. But I can draw this from every angle. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna establish each mannequin part individually, and then we're going to put them all together at the end. But it's important when you do this. A bit of instructional stuff is be able to draw this from like literally any angle from imagination, like the mannequins especially. Like anatomy is really important. I don't want to underplay the importance of anatomy, but if you want to improve your drawing from memory, this is the most important, I think. It's kind of having some models, because this will allow you to really unlock things and do things from harder, more difficult angles. But yeah, the way I learned it was like a loaf of bread for the top. This kind of loaf shape. It's pretty rounded. But then I also learned for the bottom was a little chunk of cheese. You combine them. Stack the loaf on top. So, when you do it, especially from a side angle, you want it to be split in half, kind of in two ways. So, in half this way, and then this would kind of be like the eye line. And then you also want it to be split up in half, this way. Could probably bring it out more. And then in this little chunk here is where the neck would go. Neck. I like your neck. So that would go there. And then this is like chin, jaw, crimson chin, jaw. Awesome. So we can, I guess, the neck, I gotta be done too, or I gotta go turn my camera off. But the neck is simply just a tube, and it flares out. So you can draw your mannequin. With the neck that connects like that. And that's pretty much that. So like this is the protocol. This is what we finna do. Be able to draw these from any angle, the small pieces, and then just slowly add more and more pieces. And that's what we're gonna do for the rest of the day. I'm gonna turn my camera off. Oh, chat, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab some ibuprofen because your boy got a headache. I'll be right back. Actually, I'll bring my water bottle too. I'll also mute up. BRB. Yo, I'm back. Did you miss me? Yeah. Basically, if you can be fine with being the fool, if you can do things bad and poorly, and you can have the courage to do things in spite of that, you will get better, and you will eventually master the subject. The fool is a precursor to the master, so do things poorly enough times, and you'll do them good. Let's see. We're at an hour. It's 9 o'clock. Wow, okay. We're doing good. I can't complain. Dude, I don't know what it is. As soon as I turn stream on, I'm yawning up a storm. I don't know what it is. So let's fill this page out. With sorry. Okay. We're just going to practice filling out this page, drawing heads from all angles. Yeah, so it's important to know like the neck like inserts here so it doesn't just go in the back. It's kind of more like this. And then, the head kind of inserts on top. You get the idea. Loaf. Loaf. Yeah, my sorry. Like what is he doing? My pen control is starting to feel better, which is nice. I think doing those drills are going to really pay off. Um, and it feels easier. Like I feel more confident being able to like connect lines and stuff. I learned that this has a much softer brush than the other pens, and I think that's why other people use the other pens because this brush is very, very sensitive, especially even compared to that one. But I feel like with the Fude brushes, I have a hard time getting like good performance out of them. Like the ink doesn't want to come out. Like I'll show you. Bro got performance anxiety or something. Bro got like ED. So like, look, there's definitely ink in there. Definitely put some out, but okay. Well, that actually worked quite well. All right, was this crap like my imagination? This is working like flawlessly. Maybe it was just my imagination. Hmm. Weird. I mean, that worked pretty darn good. Okay, guess maybe I was tripping. Maybe it was the paper I was using. That could be it too. Because this pen is definitely more comfortable. But I don't know. Mm. I gotta remember to draw the neck also having like a segment out of it. Okay. So let's move on to the. You get the idea. Dash the head. So let's move on to the torso. So a lot of people like to do the. There's kind of two. There's a box. There's a box. There's this bean shape. And I've seen a lot of people marry them into a more it's more rounded square shape. Um, you can also do a circle. And these are just like for shoulders. Arms would come out like this. Um, the main thing is to just find whatever you're like most comfortable with and to go from there because really that's what matters is being like, okay, this is the one that works for me. This is the one that makes sense mechanically in my head. This is one that I can rotate um, easily. I think this is technically kind of supposed to how for the bean. Spine kind of goes in the back here. So, like I said, it just means, just figure out which one you can do from all angles and then try and draw it from all angles. I kind of like this frog shape. Bro loves frogs. Wait, it's right here. It's so weird with this being the webcam being mirrored, kind of, because it still trips me up. I'm still not quite used to it. But it's good to be able to draw the top. And the bottom. Oh dang, I'm smudging. I feel like that has not been a problem for me, but so far. But I think it might depend on the paper, because I felt like with my other sketchbook, like it just was not happening. But with this one, it might. You never know. Something to be wary of. Ugh. How we feeling? Ugh. Um, let me use this pen because I really like this pen. Okay, the proportions are not the greatest on this, but that's kind of the idea with how it would work. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much the torso. Um, so for hips, what I like to do is also, as I'm showing you guys this just comes from me reading like a ton of different like anatomy books and stuff, like this one and the dynamic action one. I've shown you guys that one before. I have the bark plates. Like I have a ton of different ones. And look, when you're embarking on your art journey, there's going to be so much stuff that you encounter, especially in the information age. Now we have too much information. Now it's like you're going to be overloaded. There's not one that's better than the other. There's not going to be one that's like, it's not like you just need to find the right book and you're going to get there. Nothing is really a substitute for creating good art, and putting in genuine good practice is kind of more what I mean. Um, so like no book that you get is going to automatically make you good. You just have to apply the principles. So this is what you should do. Find one that you like and just do that. Because I went through like a ton of them. It took me a long time to figure it out. Like, you know, going through like I was like reading like medical books and crap like that trying to find one. And I found this one and uh it just really works for me. I like how everything like looks and was explained, and with that, that was good enough for me. Once you find something that you go, okay, this book explains things to me well, I'm comprehending, I understand what they're saying, then just practice, bro. That's really all it is. These days, I feel like the things that get incentivized and the things that generate attention is tricks, you know? Like draw things like this, you know? Use this pen, yada yada. Bro, find a pen that you like, find something you like drawing with, and just draw with it, you know? There's no substitute for it. You have to put the work in, so yeah. Um that's pretty much the torso though, in a nutshell. Um when doing the midsection, I will usually keep it open ended when I'm drawing like a mannequin. You can draw them. It's not that difficult. It's mostly just a connection between the hips and the torso. But like obviously a lot of stuff depends. Like is the person like muscular or not? Are they like heavier or not? You know? Are they bent to one side? The midsection will conform. The midsection is basically just a description of the relationship between the torso and the hips here. And so, you know, if, you know, if say the torso is, kind of bent like this, but then the hips are like sort of bent like this, you know, the midsection is going to be really bent, so it just kind of depends on the situation. Or if this person was bigger, it might be different. So that's all. Just keep that in mind. And do your best to keep things tight and proportional. So like, this is just an example and kind of an extreme one, but like there are going to be times where you're going to be drawing them, and it's going to, you're going to be drawing the torso, and then you're going to draw the hips like down here, whatever it might look like. And you draw it and you go, wow, that's a long human. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful of where you place that stuff. Helps to draw the spine. And just keep the general overall like proportions in your head, and you're gonna be good. So yeah. Okay, after this, and I know it's basically break time, we'll do the hips, even though you kind of saw the hips. I feel like, so there are kind of three main masses that people describe humans with, and that's the head, torso, hips, pelvis. So that's kind of the three main masses. So once you can draw your own versions, and also guys, they don't have to be how mine look. They should be whatever works best for you. If you're a box guy, hey, I'm a little bit of a box guy too, if you know what I'm saying. But if that's what you like, then draw that. Whatever works best for you. It took me. I used to get so frustrated because I'd be like, art class when I went to school and in high school, and even in like a lot of like videos and things that I'd watch, people would be like, yeah, just draw it. And it's like, okay, but like, how though? Do you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I would get really frustrated because I'd be like, I feel like all these like I see there's all these materials, all my classes, and I get there and then they just kind of go, yeah, and then just draw it. And it's like, okay, but like how? So this is how you draw like anything you want. Okay, it's very simple. Draw something in a way that you can describe with similar shapes and forms. Or I'm sorry, with like simple shapes and forms. So like how we're drawing the head and torso, like look at how simple these are, and then the pelvis is gonna basically be like this. All you need to do is be able to describe them from simple shapes and do it from all angles. And from there, as long as you know what the details are, so like with anatomy as an example, as long as you know, okay, this is what a human hand is supposed to look like, you can slowly add more and more complex details, add more curves onto the box, like stuff like that, right? So when you're first learning, the most important thing is learn how to draw these three from all angles in simple shapes and forms, and then go and study like anatomy. Once you can do these and you draw them from any form, any angle, draw them and from like memory and stuff, go study anatomy, draw things with more anatomical detail. Okay. mandible, like here's the nasal bridge, here's where eye sockets go, here, just that type of stuff. Go through, study it, and then you'll be able to add more and more onto it. It's just about slowly building up, starting simple and slowly building up. The best artists in the world are people who can describe things extremely simply. So, yeah. So that's kind of it. This is like where you start, and then from here we'll do arms and legs and hands. The limbs are definitely where I'm the most like weak with, but I think a lot of people will struggle with it. So we'll go through and do those today. It's 9:30, so still got three more cycles to do. But that's pretty much that. Just focus on like learning them from all angles, and then once you feel comfortable, move on. Um, it'll be good to draw them all as a unit as well. So don't just piecemeal everything and then not put them together, because it's important to do so. So yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, with all these power outages and things that we've been having, I've been a little bit worried about my NAS server, just because with power surging and stuff, I don't want to like lose data or storage, or I don't want any files to get corrupted. So I'm just doing my best to make sure everything is like still there, still intact. Pretty soon I'm gonna switch away from iPhone. This is a 12 mini, I think. Yeah, 12 mini. So this is the small. This is the small one. It's a little baby. Because I really like small phones. However, it's really slowing down, and Apple does the thing where like every iOS update that comes out, what's the word called when it becomes useless? Oh, I can't remember it. It antiquates the phones. I know that's not the right word I was looking for, but it makes my phone useless, which I think is like stupid. But they are, you know, want money type beat. Y'all want money type beat. So yeah. Um, I don't know what phone I'm gonna get. There are a couple ones I'm looking at. One of the more eclectic ones is a Unihertz Titan, like Pro Elite, something like that. And it's basically like a BlackBerry. So it's got like a physical keyboard. It still has a touchscreen, but it's like, you know, it's like almost a little bit taller than the size of this like alarm clock. It's like really, it's like really small. It's probably, well, it's definitely smaller than my pen. It's probably like this big. But first of all, it's orange, my favorite color. The new iPhones are orange too, but um, it has a physical keyboard, but also has gestures and stuff, and I think it runs Android. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that. Also, Nothing makes cool products too, so I've been thinking about doing that. My big thing with Nothing is I just really like what the company has done so far, and from what I know of. That's the type of thing where you say that, and then people go like, "Did you know that the CEO is actually a mass serial killer?" And I'm like, "What? No. Why is he a free man then?" So that type of thing. Um, but from what I know, I really like what they do, and I really like the things that they've been working on and stuff. So I have been toying with the idea of getting it, but I don't know which one I would get. I have to like look into it, but I kind of I'm so close to being like I just want a dumb phone, but there are still methods of communication that I use that like I couldn't just do on like a dumb phone um like for example, me and the missus when we communicate with one another, a lot of times we will use Snapchat. She's literally the only person that I use like Snapchat for um because like I'll send her videos just like throughout my day and then she can watch it whenever. So it's like I don't have to like bother texting her like a bunch and it's like and and it's like I don't have to worry about calling her while she's at work. So it's kind of like a cool marrying of the two. Um and so like I kind of need to be able to do that. But I think I'd be able to on the Unihertz Titan and nothing. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. But I don't know. In the States, they make it so hard to not use an iPhone. Like, it's messed up, man. It's messed up, man. Um, it'd be cool to see more competitors come out so that, some healthy competition. But we'll see. I've seen like some reviews on the Unihertz Titan 2 Elite and it's been like okay, mostly from what I've seen. So I'll have to see. I've never had a physical keyboard phone, um, because I was born 2001, so every phone that I've ever had has been a touchscreen. Like I remember I had like an iPod Touch, like the OG, like low ones with like the little home button and everything. That was I never had a flip phone or anything like that, so that was kind of the earliest phone I had. And I've always had iPhone since. I remember I had like an iPod Touch, and then the first iPhone I had that I remember was a 6. Because there was a long time where I didn't have a phone because my mom, and you know what? These days, back in the day, I used to be upset about this, but these days I genuinely am like, you know what, mom? You were kind of cooking with that. She didn't let me have a phone until I was in like in like middle school for sure. In like kind of late middle school. Like it was like maybe ninth grade, like eighth or ninth grade, which I know ninth grade is high school for some people because I guess it's technically a freshman, but for the school district that I went to, ninth grade is still with the middle schoolers, which I feel like is how it should be. But um, yeah. So anyhow, I had it like really, really late to like the point where I was like socially ostracized for it and not having a phone and stuff. Which these days I'm like, low key, I would go back to if I could. But um, yeah. So then I had a 6, and then from a 6 I went to a 10. And now I have the like 12 mini. And I do love this phone, but I will say this phone is not for everyone. If you guys want like a mini, I would definitely go with a 13 because the 12 has a horrendous battery life. It's atrocious. It's like 4 hours on a good day, and if I use my phone and I stream video, I mean, it's like 3 hours. But even when I was like working my day job still, I had a situation where I could always charge it, or I would just bring like I have a big portable charger, and so I always had time for it. So it kind of it worked out for me because I could still do it. So it was worth it. But if you're like somebody who has to like travel far for work and maybe you work like a blue collar like more outside job and you can't really like can't feasibly charge your phone consistently, don't do it. It'd be more worth it to just get something else. But yeah. But the Unihertz Titan Pro Elite doesn't come out until like or Titan 2 Elite, whatever it's called. It's kind of got like a weird orientation of the words, but it doesn't come out until like June, and I could support it on Patreon, which I wonder how much it is, Or it might be on GoFundMe, but like you could pre-order it. I don't know how much it is. It's not out, is it? Ships in August. Oh, the pre-order is $500. All right, that's kind of more than I thought it was gonna be. I think it's gonna be cheaper though. Oh, so there is a Titan 2 Elite and there's a Titan 2 Elite Pro. I see. Yeah, that's kind of more expensive than I thought it was. I wonder if that's going to be the release price or not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, let's get back to it. Okay, we're going to draw the hips now. The hips or the pelvis. And it's pretty self-explanatory. I like to go with like the action figure type, because then the legs just kind of like will slot in here and it kind of works. But the side angle's the more complex kind of version of it. It's somewhat like the way that I illustrate it is somewhat tilted because I like to be able to show. I like it to be more clear which is the front and back side, if that makes sense. My fault. I'm sure that was like super loud. Like I don't have any notifications on except for like Life 360. I think I've said this before, so you guys get the idea. But yeah, it's just been let me set a timer. And I feel like school scarred me to where like I never had like a ringtone, so I still don't have one, and I low key should because I actually have missed important phone calls. I'm not kidding. Like stuff that I really should not have missed. But I'll like be like on a run or a walk or something, and my ringtone like I don't have anything on, so I won't feel it vibrate, so it'll just literally I'll just air the call. Sorry. So just important to keep things in mind, be able to draw things from all angles, and then also you want to be able to draw them together proportionately so it looks, like okay and looks humanoid. It's kind of what we're going for. And I usually like to do lines like to connect these hips like right away to the torso just to see how things look. So, yeah. we'll do limbs next because, like, I think that in practice, limbs are pretty easy. Or, like, in theory, they're pretty easy, but then in practice, they're, like, a bit harder to do. It's harder to, like, keep proportions in mind. Like, that's just not right. And, so, yeah. But that's kind of the idea. So, what I would... Hello? Okay. Thank you. I don't know why that that did that. I feel like my camera's never done that before. Um, but so anyway, it's important to be able to like draw things together. So probably what I would do is draw like a head, learn how to draw a head from all angles, then add a torso, learn how to draw a torso from all angles, then learn how to draw a head and a torso together from all angles, and just keep doing that. Like keep adding more onto the model, and then continually be able to draw them from all angles. That's the key. I do think I'm gonna. I don't know. I want to make a course, but at the same time, I'm like, man, like everybody and their mom has a course. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Trevor, well then, why not you? Like, why couldn't you also do it? And to that I say, I could. I just want to provide unique value. I have some really cool ideas for like how I would teach a course on anatomy. And I do think it would be really cool. I do have some cool ideas for some courses. I think that if I made like a Patreon or like a something with a course, a school, whatever, and low key, maybe I will do this, but I think that I would make thing. It would be like a super long course kind of, and it would probably include a lot of these streams. It would probably be like, hey, this is this is like what a journey looks like from like beginner to master type deal, so that when I am a master and I'm still uploading, you could be like, oh wow, yeah, if you just follow along, like this is literally his process. Like the idea is I'm at a point where you'd be really able to see my progress in full time. So yeah. So okay, we'll move on to doing some like legs and stuff, and then once I do all this, we'll start doing things like we'll start drawing like little mannequins in like different poses and stuff. That's kind of the plan for today. It's been 2 hours. We've got another hour in us, which is good. This is a little bit off from the actual time that it is, but it's fine. So, okay. Those are the three basic masses. I'm sort of doing this because I want to refresh it in my head too, because I haven't done this in a while, and I think that I really want to. I think I'm gonna start drilling these every stream, these little mannequins and poses in general. But it's important. It's important skill to have. So, okay. So you've got the shoulder that's like attached to the torso, and you know what? I'll even draw the torso. Okay. We got the neck right here, and the head and stuff. Okay. Arm will connect right here in this kind of area, right in the eyes of the frog. I think this torso looks like a frog. That's why I draw it like that. So anyway, basic. I mean, both limbs, when you're drawing it like a mannequin, this is literally all it is. They're just tapered cylinders, and then they will connect to a ball joint for the elbow, and then this is literally the same thing, another tapered cylinder, like schma. And then for the hands, um, it's really up to you. I feel like a lot of people do oven mitts, do Michigans, whatever you wanna do. Some people do the like paper method where they have a crumpled up piece of paper and then they'll do kind of fingers like this. Whatever that looks like for you is what I would do. I'm still not that great at hands. Hands and feet are like my. I need to just draw more hands and feet, honestly. So that's one weakness I have. But anyway, so that's what a. Oh, I feel like my voice is going. That's essentially what that would look like. And then the legs are very much the same thing. They're just simply tapered cylinders, a circle in the middle, like that. And you've got feet like that. And that I mean that's it. It's literally that simple. So it's about breaking things down simply into forms that you know you can draw from all angles, whatever it may be, and then just doing it. So then kind of what we would do from here is we would just take some we'll take some poses and then we'll just simply excuse me, I have the hiccups. Just draw that. So I'm going to go grab some references. We'll do like this is just I'll just put this here. Hopefully this isn't loud. I don't know if that was loud or not. But I'm going to just grab some I'm gonna go on break for just like a second. Since we've got like about an hour left. So yeah. I'm going to grab like my iPad so that I can get some references to draw these little mannequin guys, and we will do that. And I'm going to take like 5 minute break. I will be right back. I should be right back. Okay. Yo, how are we feeling? How are we doing? Let me see here. Like, should I move this? I think I might move this. That's probably fine. Okay. Okay. I'll bring it back. We've got an hour, and I'm like, maybe I could do a 1 hour thing. Probably would be worth it. Yeah. Okay. What are the things that I want to keep in mind while doing this? So I want to do like simple kind of mannequin shape stuff. I want to really focus on capturing the pose well, obviously. That's what I'm doing it for. And then what else did I want to do? That's probably fine, honestly. And then yeah, that's probably it. Maybe using my paper effectively and taking into account the what's it called? The proportions. Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna maybe write it down, but I got it. Okay. Well, here goes 1 hour. You know what? I think I kind of. There we go. When I do these 30-second ones, I feel like I can get the main masses and then that's it. But maybe for 30 seconds, that's all that's needed. When I used to do this in class, my professors would always tell me that like the most important thing is to just capture like the essence of the pose. And so as long as you can kind of do that, this head needs to be more foreshortened. Then you're in a good position. I think that I just need to do maybe a little bit more little bit more practice, and once I get that, I'll be able to kind of figure out the balance of like what all I need to draw. Because, dude, I don't have enough room. God dang it. Um, Not everything is needed to describe the pose, so kind of a skill to figure out what the most significant thing is. Oh wow, this is like a baby. Interesting. Oh my god, this guy's doing like a freaking like a flip or something. Actually, I'm gonna pause it and flip the page really fast. These are all like 30-second ones. Okay. The buff individual. One of these times I really want to just do this all from memory. So like I just see a pose and then try and recreate it from memory. I feel like that would be really crazy. That'd be cool. Probably get a lot of good experience. Because I think if I were to try and like recreate stuff in my head, it really force me to think about it. Hmm. I'm actually pretty happy with how this one turned out, and I still have like a lot of time. This is the hardest part for me about changing the times when I do these class things is because I get like adjusted to doing it for like 30 seconds or a minute, and then the pose comes and then it switches to like 5 minutes, and I'm like, I finish in like a minute. I'm like, oh, so it's tough. Hmm. Crazy, not good. Not my finest work, folks. I need to slow down for these ones. I have two more 5-minute length ones, so I'm gonna turn the page and I'm gonna just skip to the next one and try and like make it a bit more clean. Make it a bit more clean. Okay. Ooh, not the greatest work. All right, that's why we practicing. Not great. Well, god dang it. I already don't have enough room for the full post. Oh my god. Okay. Maybe I should start drawing these in pencil so that I can, like, really add more stuff. Hmm. Says to take a short break, and then I think it's gonna be 1 25-minute one. So let's do that. Little 5-minute break action. How are we feeling, guys? I am tired. I feel like I need caffeine. That's how I feel. I'm fiending, but I'm trying not to do it before I draw because I feel like it helps me creatively and like my mind fires quicker. Obviously, it's caffeine, it's a stimulant, but then like my hands are like really shaky. And I'm like, so maybe it's about finding a balance. I don't know. I just need to become a coffee guy. I'm just not a coffee guy. Like I just find it so hard to, I don't know. I just find it so hard to enjoy coffee. I haven't had coffee that I've liked. Ugh. So I don't know. Maybe I should just put caffeine in water. Is that too hardcore? Is that like too like is that like too like I don't know, intense? Yeah, I just chew coffee beans. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you what, today is a rest day. Um for like working out and it needs to be. I'm like I am just like beaten and battered. Beaten and battered. Yeah, I'm pretty sore because I was still working out even when I was away with the missus. I really like doing that. I don't know if you guys like doing that. Like the best is like when the hotel has a gym because nobody uses it. It's just me every time who uses it. So I have a gym to myself, and it's great. I just try and go really hard. Plus, since it's like a day full of like rest, I feel like pretty good about being able to just rest afterwards. So I like it. I like it. 2 minutes break. I'm like, should I just go? Let's go do it. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, this is a crazy pose to do to do horizontal. I might actually do it vertical. This is quite a unique pose. This is a good one to do for the 25-minute one. He is wearing a scarf that looks almost like a tie. I'll probably fill it in too. I have the time. guy has really cool eyebrows. They're like go up on the side. It's pretty cool. Yeah, not great. Not great. It's a gesture drawing, but still. Okay. It's a good thing I'm doing this, you know. It's good to get some practice in. pulling this like big long black tarp. Guys, I still have like 15 minutes on this drawing, and I just didn't do it. Why do I do that? Okay. Like, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing that I'm like finishing. Okay. How do I feel about this? It's like, it feels more like, it's a 25-minute drawing, and it feels like I took like 10 minutes to do it. And it's mostly because I did take about 10 minutes to do it. I did capture like the pose and the likeness pretty well, I would say. Of like the I captured the pose is what I'm trying to say. Proportionally, like this leg is too long, and then this doesn't look the greatest in the face, but beyond that, honestly, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out for the most part. But I think that doing these are going to be a staple for a little while till I become a bit more comfortable with it. And eventually I might start doing it where I do it for memory, so I just get a pose. Like I'll look at this pose for like a second and then put it away and then draw it from memory because I think that could be really cool as like a good challenge, but I don't know. I have got to go. Um, and I think that this would probably be a good place to stop it for today. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be back more regularly. I'll be here all week, and I'll be doing stream like a bit longer, which is good. And yeah, things are good. Things are moving. I'm starting to work on more projects behind the scene, and once that happens, like things will be a lot better. Um, and I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, and I will never stop. I will keep going. I will eventually be goaded. I will eventually be good. And be where I'm at or where I want to go. But in the meantime, it's been super fun. And anyways, guys, I hope that y'all have a great day and everything goes well. Never stop, keep going, and all that good stuff. And you know, you're what I bear my heart for. So yeah, I will be.